Welcome to Casual Mania, where we kick back and bring the heat.
Coming in too hot.
And today we're going to be going over UFC 286, my predictions. It goes down tomorrow, Edwards vs. Usman 3, the trilogy that everybody's been waiting for. So let's just get straight into it. The main card, middleweight matchup, Marvin Vettori, Roman, Georgian, I don't know how to say his last name, sorry. But this is a potential, well, I mean, both Marvin's on title contention still, even though he's lost a few. He's still ranked number 4. He's in the top 5. And Roman has been on such an impressive streak as of late, so he's going to be looking to get up in the upper echelon of that division as well. And as for who I think is going to win this, man, I think this is such a toss-up. This might be the closest fight on the main card, maybe. I really don't know who's going to win this one. Marvin's kind of traded wins back and forth with the top guys of the division. He's pretty much beat everyone except the number one contenders and champ, really. Losing 2 to Adesanya, 1 to Whitaker, but pretty easily beating everyone else. But I mean, when you look at his names, it's like before he fought Adesanya, Kevin Holland, Jack Hermanson, like not the most impressive names of the division to get himself a title shot, really. They mostly marketed it around the fact that he somehow got a split decision last time, so just whatever that was. And then beating Paulo Costa, who's kind of like not really looked as good as since before he fought Adesanya. So Roman though is like he's been on a tear. Like Manioda said, Jack Hermanson, whatever for Vettori, but TKO'd him in 2 minutes, hit him in the STF, knocked out Phil Hawes in the first round, knocked out Kyle Dorcas with a knee in the first round. Like he's on a really good streak as of late. So I'm gonna go with Roman during this. I'm gonna believe in the hype behind this guy. I think maybe it will go to a decision, probably. Like with Marvin, he's just unfinishable. So, but maybe Roman, the action he provides within the 3 rounds will just look more significant and he'll look more efficient compared to Marvin. That's just what I'm guessing, but I really don't know. This could go either way. But I think I wouldn't be surprised if Roman does take this one. Get himself in that top 5. Next up, women's flyweight, Jennifer Maia versus Casey O'Neill. Jennifer Maia actually doesn't have too bad a record for a woman fighter, if we're being honest. Like 20 wins, 9 losses, that's not too bad. But, I mean, as of late, she's kind of just been trading wins and losses. So, Casey O'Neill, hype job as well. Number 12th ranked, 9-0. So I think this is really just a coming out party for her to show what kind of skill she's got. She was on a finishing streak since she came to the UFC, and then the split decision for Roxanne Modafferi, that has to be the retirement fight, right? I'm guessing that's the one that was. Yeah, so that was just some little sympathy points for Roxanne in that one. But yeah, she's been on a win streak. 9-0, she's never lost, so I believe that Casey O'Neill will get this one done. She's got finishes by knockout, submission, and decision, so just pick one, but, the safe bet is always to go with decision, so we'll do that, Casey O'Neill by decision. Next up, Gunnar Nelson, Brian Barberena, welterweight. When was the last time Gunnar Nelson fought? I'm going to have to take a look at this, because I swear I'm always just seeing the fights be cancelled, but, oh no, he actually has fought this year. He has fought this year on Volkov versus Aspinall, so... yeah, and then before that, he had a 3-year layoff, so yeah, he hadn't fought for a while. But this could go probably either way, really. I don't really have a dog in this fight. Honestly, don't really care too much about it either, if I'm being honest. Like, Nelson's just not really that active, and Barberena, he's alright, I guess. But, I mean, he provides some decent fights, but, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go. Who am I gonna go? I'm gonna go Gunnar Nelson for the comeback victory. No, this could go either way as well. I just hope this is a banger of a matchup. Really, don't care who wins. Just provide me a good fight. So yeah, I'm just gonna say Gunnar Nelson though. Anyway, lightweight matchup: Justin Gaethje, Rafael Fiziev. Banger incoming for sure. Like, it's the only thing Gaethje knows how to provide, and Fiziev, hype job, striker, on a tear at the moment. And it's really interesting to look at people's opinions, especially of Gaethje. Like, he's a real hard fighter to predict because, people are like, oh, he's got CT, he's going to get knocked out real easy. He's been taking these losses lately, even though, he literally just fought for the title or whatever, but I don't know, Gaethje's a hard one to crack. Like, well, in the cage and also just guessing what he's going to do. He's like Chandler as well. Like, that's why that fight was such a banger. But I think people are really underestimating how good Gaethje can be and how good he has been in certain fights. Like, yeah, he gets into brawls way too often. And then, like, I just think back to the Tony fight, though, where he looked real calm, calculated, just putting in an absolute striking clinic. I don't know if that was just because there was no crowd, so he wasn't just getting overhyped to just get into an absolute war. So I don't know, but like even if they're getting into a war, I still think Gaethje has enough skill and power to be able to take out Fiziev as well. Like I don't think if Gaethje, like I don't know, Fiziev's on a tier two, but I don't know, like all these fights could actually go either way. They're actually all real close fights. Now that I've actually paid extra attention into analyzing it, but yeah, RDA was knocked out by Fiziev in the fifth round. Brad Riddell spinning wheel kick, like both these guys absolute magnets for performance bonuses. Um, but you know what? I'm gonna stick with my boy Gaethje on this one. I'm gonna stick with Gaethje. I wouldn't even be surprised if it's more like a Chandler fight as well, where it could go back and forth. Like everyone thinks it's gonna be a knockout, but it's like so back and forth to a decision. Um, yeah, I just think people were underestimating Gaethje on this one. I mean, at the same time, Fiziev fully could still just knock Gaethje out like he's done with other people and win. But I don't know. I just feel like, am I just being a dumb fuck here? Like, is Gaethje just going to go into a brawl and get slept? Maybe he might do. But I mean, he's got knockout wins over some real good guys in the division. Um, and yeah, I just feel like people are just underestimating Gaethje's skill a lot just because of how his title fights have gone. But even then, he dropped Charles, he landed bombs on Khabib, and then even his losses to Dustin and Alvarez, he inflicted so much damage on them as well. So if Fiziev gonna want to win this one, he's gonna have to be ready to get into that war. But I'm gonna give Gaethje the credit I think he still deserves. I think he's a better fighter than people are giving him credit for, just because he can get reckless in there. And I think like even Gaethje, I think could probably KO Fiziev if he wanted to, but I'm gonna go Gaethje. Yeah, I think it's going to be Gaethje either by knockout or decision, but like at the same time, you're not going to be surprised if Fiziev is able to get it done somehow, because that's why we're so excited for this matchup, because it is such a banger that could go either way, and we know it's just going to be a war on the feet. The main event, welterweight championship, Leon Edwards defending against Kamaru Usman in their trilogy. Man, Usman's been so disrespected, it's not even funny. He's been like, it's just a classic thing when you talk about MMA fans, like the recency bias. They got such a selective memory. Like they literally only remember things like not even from the last fight, from like the last like moment of the fight, because people were completely writing off the Kamaru from just what I've seen a lot anyway, writing off everything about how good Kamaru was doing, and for some reason think that Leon's now like Alex Pereira level of striking because he just knocked out Usman with like the literal lightning in a bottle shot. Usman, if we're being realistic, easily won the first fight, dominated the second fight apart from that round one. But even that, people are like, oh, like, we saw Leon take down Usman as well. And I'm like, yeah, foot tripping him in the clinch. Like, I just think there was Usman being completely caught off guard there. And then when it came to the fifth round, and like throughout the whole fight, Usman was still winning in the striking as well. People are acting like he was shooting for his life. He was winning in the striking on Leon too. It was literally the most Hail Mary shot in the fifth round that like could most likely only happen once in a lifetime, that allowed Leon to win the UFC title. And like, I'm not discrediting Leon here. Like, I'm just saying what happened in the last fight. But like, Leon could easily still win this by like anyone can knock anyone out at any point. That can still happen. But if we're looking at what has happened, like an absolute miracle shot from Leon, like insane head kick in fifth round. But I just don't think this is going to affect Usman's mentality at all. Like, he's shown to be one of the most, like, he literally said his first loss was what drove him to just be, like, go so hard out and become the best fighter in the world. And, like, I believe that the same thing is going to happen here. Like, I think this could be worse for Leon. I think he's going to go out there and want to absolutely destroy Leon in this fight. And I still think he could knock Leon out on the feet if he wanted to. I was thinking he could in the last fight as well. But just wanting to mix it up and keep it a bit safe. And then we saw like when he got a bit maybe too comfortable or just laxed in the feet, he got slept. But like, just people just discrediting Usman so much going into this for some reason, just from one knockout. Like, obviously not everybody, but the majority of the comments I see that make me want to rage, just shitting all over Usman, acting like he didn't just have like the second longest win streak in UFC history. People just write everything off as soon as the fighter loses. And I think, yeah, I don't see Leon winning this at all. Like, I said that the last time and he won, so maybe I'll look like an absolute idiot again, but hey, if I do, I'll own it, and I'll just completely say that I was wrong. But I see Usman dominating, however he wants, really. I think, like, if he wrestles him to a decision, I can imagine that. I can imagine him, like, I could still imagine him knocking out Leon on the feet too. People would think just because Usman got knocked out that he's just going to completely not stand. Maybe he won't, but I still think he's like a good enough striker that he can still do that. Like, it was literally one shot, and apart from that, Usman was winning everything else. So yeah, I think Usman will win this. And then, like, just talking about Leon for a sec as well. Um, I think it's just funny that people are like, oh, Leon's so boring, like he never trash talks or anything. And then as soon as he's trash talking, like, oh yeah, I knocked Usman out in the last fight, I knocked him out cold. Everyone's like, oh, he's way too cocky. Like, and maybe he is, like maybe like it does seem like he is real overconfident, but at the same time it's interesting, like people seemingly want him to trash talk and be getting knockouts, calling him a boring fighter. As soon as he does that, stop doing it. It's like, yeah, you just can never please MMA fans, really, can you? But I expect Usman to silence the O2 like Masvidal did on Till. And yeah, like, it's hard to make predictions for a lot of these actually, because they're actually really close matchups. Um, but like, that's why I'm so invested in this card, like particularly the main event and co-main event, even that first middleweight matchup, because it's a potential title. If Marvin wins, it's kind of dead, but I've got hype behind Roman. But yeah, co-main easily could go either way. I'm just going to lean on Gaethje based on the experience, the talent of this competition. And then Usman, just, you can't bet against Usman, I feel, ever. I don't know why. A lot, like, that's real close on the odds. It's unbelievable to me. But anyway, that's UFC 286. We'll know for sure everything that happens when it goes down tomorrow, and I'll be coming back with a recap. So until then, peace.